everyone, it's Ashley and welcome to my most recently read and currently reading video. I started doing these a little while back because I stopped doing wrap-ups. I might bring wrap-ups back, but I think I'm going to keep these as like a mini review type thing. I don't really know. Let me know in the comments down below if you prefer recently reads or wrap-ups, or if you would like both, where the recently reads are like mini reviews of like 3 books and I will do it every time I read 3 books, and then a wrap-up will be everything I read in a month. I don't know if that's too many videos. Moving on, here are the 3 books that I have recently read and the 2 books that I am currently reading. As a sidebar, if you can hear weird noises in the background, there's a ton of construction going on outside of my house right now, and I just cannot film around when the construction people are here, so noises be damned. Okay, the first book that I have to show you that I have recently read, and I put recently read in air quotes because I haven't actually finished a book in 2 months. So I'm still a reader. I don't want to say a reading slump, but like I haven't finished a book in 2 months, so like maybe I'm in a reading slump. However, I did really like all 3 of these books, so let's talk about them. The first one is Nevermoor by Jessica Townsend, and it is actually called Nevermoor, The Trials of Morgan Crow. I always just refer to it as Nevermoor, even though I know better than that. This was a 5 out of 5 star read. This is the last 5 out of 5 star read that I have read this year. I adored this. This is easily going to be in my top books of 2018. It was so much fun. After reading this book, I have been like buying and picking up more 9 to 12 / middle grade books. The whole time I was reading it, I enjoyed it. I loved the characters. I loved the atmosphere. I loved the adventure. I loved the plot. I just really felt immersed in the story. This follows a young girl who lives in a world where if you are born on a specific day, which doesn't necessarily happen every year, but happens like throughout certain, it's hard to explain, but if you're born on a certain day, you are a cursed child. And when that day comes back around, you will die. And until then, you will bring horrible things about your family and your town and everything else, and pretty much everything that goes bad gets blamed on you. So, Morgan is one of these people. And basically that day is coming back around and she's about to die, and somebody shows up and is like, I'm gonna save you, you're not gonna die, I'm gonna take you to this special place called Nevermoor and you'll be safe and you won't die there, but you will have to pass all these trials to get into this secret society in order to not die. And it is so, it's just, literally it's so much fun. There is like a huge cast of brilliant characters. Some are funny, some are very insightful. The main character, Morgan, is very sassy and spunky and also just very sad because her life was, as you can imagine, pretty sad. But the story overall has a lot of potential. It's going to be a series. I cannot wait to get my hands on the second one. I know a lot of people rave about this book on BookTube, but honestly, it is so beyond worth the hype. It is so good. The next book I have to talk to you guys about is Leah on The Offbeat by Becky Albertalli. The cover of these books are just to die for. This is probably my favorite Becky Albertalli cover. I love it. I really liked this book, but I didn't love it quite as much as Simon. I found there was a very forced love triangle that I just didn't believe in any way, shape, or form. So I'm not anti-love triangle, don't get me wrong. I'm like pro all the tropes for the most part. There are some that I don't like as much as others, like love triangles. But when it is done well, I can be totally on board for a love triangle. Like I am currently rereading the Jenny Han To All the Boys I've Loved Before series, and I'm pretty much pro all the love triangles in that series. I have like the specific people I am like on board with, but I don't necessarily hate the other options, so I can be on board for a love triangle story, but I just was not in this one. The thing most people hated about this book was that Leah was so sassy and didn't really change. That didn't bother me that much. I liked that Leah was very like salty and sassy and like spunky and very like opinionated and blunt. I found that refreshing. That is not something you see as often as you should in a YA female character. Just being blunt and completely opinionated and honest. I loved her relationship with her mom. I loved that we got to see a lot of the side characters that we loved from Simon. There were lots of things that I really liked about this, and again, I read it in like 2 days. Like I have read all of Becky Albertalli's books in under 48 hours. They are compulsively readable. I just felt like I wanted more. Like, I felt like there were certain parts of the plot that I wanted more of, and other parts of the plot where I was like, why did this even exist necessarily? The other thing that I really, really liked about this is that Leah is a bisexual female character, and we don't see that, like, ever in YA, or to be honest, in any kind of fiction. It is just so rare, and I really, really liked it. And also, the author tackles Leah being bisexual so perfectly, at least in my opinion. It felt so true to how I feel and how, like, it just felt really true to me personally. Again, personal experiences can differ, but I really liked that aspect of this. So all in all, this got a 4 out of 5 stars from me. Not quite as perfect as Simon, but still totally compulsively readable, and I would definitely highly recommend it if you're looking for a YA that you just like want to be able to like dive into and not be able to put down. And last but not least, I have Lost My Way by Gail Forman. This book has been getting mixed reviews among the like blogger book reviewer community. Also, Gail Forman in general gets mixed reviews among the blogger, booktuber, book reviewer community. I really like Gail Forman. She's one of those authors where I will pick up anything that she writes. I have enjoyed all of the books by her that I have read. I definitely have favorites and ones that I didn't like quite as much, but I did enjoy all of them, so I am definitely a pro Gail Forman person. I really liked this. I don't know if it was because I picked it up at the perfect time in my life to be reading it. I don't know if it's just that I am a like sucker for a multiple character written perspective novel. Like, I really like books that have 2 or 3 characters telling the story and that they're all like interwoven. Like Eleanor and Park, I love that book. I love how the 2 narratives connect. So I really liked how all 3 of these narratives connected. I understand people who say that not a lot happened, or that not enough was described, or that there was just too many open-ended things that happened in here, but it is a story about 3 people over the course of 24 hours, and not that much can happen in 24 hours, and there's definitely going to be things that are left open if you're only doing it over the course of 24 hours. For those of you who don't know, this is about 3 people in New York City who don't know each other, who have all kind of lost their way in some way. All of them have lost their way in very, very different types of ways, but through a weird circumstance, they all kind of meet each other, and they end up spending the day together in New York City and kind of helping each other find their way. And I just found it so heartwarming and so easy to connect to, and I personally really enjoyed it. It's also an LGBTQ plus friendly novel. One of the characters, like, the reason that he has lost his way is that he just does not know how to tell his parents that he is gay. And it's just, I found it was so well done. It was just diverse in so many ways, and I just really liked it. I found all of the elements of it were developed enough for the fact that it takes place over 24 hours and is only this big. Like, I really liked it. Again, I read this really quickly. I think I read it in under 4 days, and I was addicted to it when I was reading it. So if you're looking for a like compulsively readable YA and you're a fan of multiple narratives, I would highly recommend picking this one up. Okay, so that is it for the books that I have recently read. I try to limit the books of the like recently read part of this video down to 3 so that I can actually talk about them a little bit more in depth without making the video too long. But I do have 2 books to talk to you guys about that I am currently reading. The first one is Invisible Ghosts by Robin Schneider, and I am also reading Howl's Moving Castle by Diana Wynne Jones. Howl's Moving Castle is the July You Choose pick. It is currently mid-August, or beginning to mid-August. Mid-August. It is the 7th of August. It is not mid-August. It is the beginning of August. Needless to say, didn't finish this in the month of July. Still not even remotely close to finishing it. But I am actually really enjoying this. I love the main character. I really love the writing style. I love where it's headed. I really want to finish this, and I also really want to see the movie, so I definitely want to keep reading this one. As far as Invisible Ghosts goes, I was addicted to this while I was camping in the East Coast, and then I put it down with like maybe 100 pages left. Like, there's my bookmark there. So I really want to finish this. Again, Robin Schneider is one of those authors where some people love her, some people hate her. I find her super enjoyable. So I really hope my next recently read and currently reading video includes both of these in it, because I haven't finished a book since May, beginning of June. It's been too long, friends, too long. If you have any like 5-star, compulsively readable, can't put down, like amazing reading recommendations, make sure to comment down below and let me know because I apparently really need those right now. Okay, so those are my recently read and my currently reading books. Make sure to comment down below and let me know what you've recently read and what you're currently reading. And other than that, I'll see you guys soon with another video. Happy reading. Bye!